This is permaban for a while. Cloud9 is their bread and butter ever since this lineup was pretty much formed, or at least came to light in Tier 1 Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and while Vitality made the mistake of picking it into Ence the other day, and Ence, of course, defeated them there, for Cloud9, they've won 11 of the last 13 overpass games they've played, dating back all the way, even with a win over Ence in that Dallas final last year.
And what was the one that they lost?
Mouse and Liquid.
The playoff game against Mouse, right?
Yeah.
So the most important one is where, you know, their overpass sort of failed them.
Lost out B, but Diha got run boosted. They didn't see him. They had no idea he could have crossed so quick. It's a nice move for Ence. Double dualies to find some kills, and Nerds had some more as well. I feel like we have this almost every game nowadays. A dedicated player dropping over 2 sets of dual Berettas for $600 into armored players, buy a flash, throw it wherever you want.
This is weird. Shiro doesn't know that Nerds is here, and he's calling across like, yeah, mid's clear, I've cleared out the toilets, it's all looking fine. Now, he hasn't cleared con, so they might come around the corner looking this way, and they will. Nerds has now been spotted. Gonna look to get out of there with the dualies, put a bit of range between him and the Glocks. They're moving in, getting ever closer. Shiro, meanwhile, getting activated down the long side. Rotates moving up for Ence, but they lose the dualies. Shiro's opened up into the site, and this 3v5 has closed up into the 3-on-3.
Needs one, although his teammates come in side by side, so they're just jiggling. Not much space behind this truck. Ence in the driving seat. Shiro chasing them down, and he taps out Madden. Beautiful shoot, and Diha from a range needed that kill. One bullet would have done it, but Nafany gets the reverse plant, and now it's Diha on for the ace.
Yeah, an ace in the 1v2. That's what he's got to offer up here. Low HP on Nafany. Shiro is the big threat. Ooh. Makes contact first. Diha doesn't know about the sight man. He's chasing down the bank player. And with his time getting wasted, we're never clearing Nafany. This should be a done deal. There's the execution. And so Cloud9 come out swinging. Shiro with some key frags to set them up for it. And the pistol round found, in spite of losing Hobbit and Axal to open the round, they go down untraded, and that is like a pure 3v5 from Cloud9.
Yeah, Dika didn't even take any damage there. 99 points of health, so super 1-0 down, and you're going for a map that you're not really comfortable on. You have to play it against a very good team. The consequences are way more severe.
Well, they buggered the boost.
Yeah, it sucks that they, flubbed the timing on the boost so badly.
I saw a Spirit do a boost the other day in an online match, and it was the quickest assembly
I know the one you're on about, where it all, and it came together like perfectly.
Bang, and they got the pick. Like it was like 3 seconds, and they had the AWP on the top, and they got a kill. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, you can even tell like the angles that Shiro's peeking is like he knows the timing's off. He's holding for someone trying to jump spot short, so they have to disassemble that. The other downside to doing the 5-man boost is you relinquish a lot of early A control, but thankfully Cloud9 move in. Ence didn't pressure it. They're playing pretty reserved back inside of A. They do have short water. This is a nice bit of control, right? This is the whole reason why there's a 3rd man up on A right now, is because Snappy's pushed all through short. And so with that info, it's freed up a 3rd player to go and reinforce this A bomb site.
It's absolutely a crucial part of overpass, right? Because you can see for the T's, if they want to go back to B, then they have to take the long route. Or if they do go through connector down short, those are fights where Ence is favorable to win.
I love that. He dodges the flash by looking at the ground. It won't blind him as much. He gets a free 1-for-1. Knowing Cloud9's tricks, they had to pop through that smoke at 20 seconds. And now Sumpires playing up in front, needs his teammate to live. He is doing exactly that. Sumpires takes 2 with him, and there's no way back in for Hobbit. No hope in hell. Ends with a fast flank up connector. Close the round. Playing very far forward. I mean, they started far back, but to still be fighting at Divider at 20 seconds, they knew a couple of kills up in the front line could stop Cloud9's chance of ever planting.
Yeah, little extra detail as well about the Nerds. Look at the floor. Is at the top of his screen. He still sees the shadow, and he sees the shadow earlier because he has like that like peripheral vision on it at the top of his screen. So not only did he dodge the flash, but he knew exactly where the push through the smoke was coming from. So it's like a 2-for-1, really.
That's 2 Mirage over there.
Well, you won't see me unless it's Source 2.
It's a nice shot from Sumpires. 5v4, this time they have the bait and switch set up towards Monster.
Nice shot.
Oh, but there it is getting activated. Little bait and switch, I love that, man. Doesn't let the AWP leave. Good awareness as well, right? When he knows it's the AWP peeking, he immediately swings, anticipating that they might try to just leave with the equalizer. And he doesn't want that. He doesn't want this to end up being a 4v4. So he immediately swings out, takes it a little wider. There is some risk at play there, right? It's the AWP outside a monster. But he nailed it, and so now Ence maintain this 4v3. There's also some weird timing again in the bathrooms. This keeps happening. Wow. I don't know how Nertz is doing it, man.
And they're rotating down.
Oh, hang on, wait, this is misinfo.
No idea.
Nertz is pressuring Con. He's thinking, mate, toilets is clear. I'm all the way down Con. This has got to be the B play. And so Ence have rotated accordingly. Finding Axel only makes this feel like the B play more. And so Cloud9 have got an empty A bomb site.
Ence just needs to stay composed. They still have a 4v2. Okay, they lost the side. They need to go together.
Wow.
Dika still wins the fight.
That is
aggressive.
A lot of pressure alleviated. If NaVi gets further forward there, could have really complicated matters. Instead, Hobbit's got to do it alone. Flash goes high. One man out through the long side. Hobbit's seen him, but they're on the bomb. They're sticking it. This is the commitment. Truck plant as well. He's got to swing wide for it, and it's a very hard post plant to defend from the short side out on truck, especially when you're all alone in a 1v4 like Hobbit was.
And the one danger of actually Cloud9 getting the site that free, they I think realized there was a chance that they'd missed some timings behind, so that's why they don't plant default, and we know how constricting the truck post plant is. That's why NaVi is trying to get aggressive in the post, because if they go back to short where Hobbit is, he can't even stop the defuse. You've got to have some semblance of control, either on long, close, or actually be in the site or pushing bank. Otherwise, that post plant is near impossible for Cloud9 without the numbers. So, yeah, composed as it should have been for Ence. They close it with 2.
But I will, these have been very tricky on Ancient to win for both teams, really. And I think you could tell from the way Ence is approaching this round. No unnecessary risks, no over-peaking. Just playing it safe and passive.
Yeah, not even jump peeking. Diha loves the little peek over the top there, and he did it once at the start of the round. Got the info they were on pistols, and he's like, well, just don't need to take that risk anymore.
And one of the reasons why Cloud9 has been always good on overpass and they're so good, because you have to play default on this map as T. You just have to, and that's their natural style and suits them well, and they can have good T sides no matter what.
Sampaius has been hitting shots with the AWP. This might feel like a bit of a warm-up round for him. He's going to have a lot of targets coming his way. The Org taking advantage of some of these softened-up players by that AWP. Bomb gets away from Cloud9. At this point, they're just trying to maximize damage, but none to be found. A flawless round for Ence. That's how you want to tie this game up versus the pistols. You didn't want any unnecessary frags to come out there towards the end. They managed to get out with 5 surviving. That's nice. They start to build up a bit of a bank now, and that's going to give them a little more staying power. It means that Cloud9 can't find one T-side round and then immediately go on a bit of a streak. It's going to be grindy if they want to get there.
Yeah, because as important as CT money is, this is the map.
Short control this time around. Just trying to figure out what the setup is for Ence. Buster got punished last time by the AWP, so now he's advanced a little bit more, and that's a big fight for Nerds to win.
That looked good for Buster. Pre-aim was nice, the stutter stepping, but Nerds winning the fight with the A4, and now Snappy. He should have one here, but the flash is perfect. He doesn't even fire, didn't want to give it away there through the molly. Madden blinded by his teammate, that's all good, but they're both full blinded. NaVi burns in the molly. I guess it went okay for Ence, even though it looked ugly. Madden will spin and win more fights as Diha lines up the double in Monster. Ence.
If Buster gets that kill in return, then it's a whole different story, right? Like, Ence is the one that probably has to send an extra man, and if Cloud9 goes B, it's a weaker defense, and they have a good chance of winning that round. So, and that's why overpass is problematic, and that's why some teams don't like it, they veto it, or they don't play it that much. It can be a little bit, you just have to take those risks on the T side even as well.
Whoa! They run down Con Nerds. Hanging around.
I like this. We have like the A-site lurk smoke falls right on top of the flower bed, and it denies this peek down the short side. It's just put a bit of a fear in Ence that there's a chance someone's crept up behind that smoke. I was originally thinking Cloud9 might want to try and fake with that down, and they were trying to take that short control, but they ended up losing those fights. So once again, that their hands are kind of tied here. They do just need to follow through with the control they've got over towards A. Ence have been doing a really good job of not letting these kind of lurk players accomplish much.
Wow.
They're going to deal with Diha up close. They found a way into the site, and Ence are only just starting to rotate up now. This was the 4v3, and I wasn't that worried with just pistols on the other side. But now they're armed with a bomb plant. Suddenly, this is a very different round. A lot can rely on Snappy coming up through the connector. If he falls getting nothing done, Cloud9 could be teed up for a win here. But he's found a bit of a timing, found a bit of a gap. Snappy knows that he's got to win one of these fights or at least draw the attention away, make life easier for his teammates coming in on the other side. And he's drawn Hobbit off the fight for long enough for Ence to pick that one up.
I love that from Snappy because often you see you're trying to get a quick flank timing there, but it is so obvious. Cloud9 is still spotting for it. Hobbit's constantly looking behind. The longer Snappy lives, the less room Cloud9 have to actually fight the plant and fight the guy on the site. Buster just got hung out to dry there.
This could be a good round for Ence to have a heavier A setup, right? Because 2 gun rounds so far, Buster dies on A, right? And they lose presence. You can expect Cloud9 to probably...
You still might not see Sampayas if he can flick down in time. But we know this guy's quick.
G2 used to run this a long time ago with a 3rd player divider with a flash. So once the Opper shoots, there's a flash, rifle peaks, Opper takes down connector.
Into the molly for Hobbit, that's crazy. But as said, he's not ready for more. Why would you be? Sampayas responds. Diha in the toilet getting walked upon. They're right past this AWP as well. Flash over the top. He doesn't fire. And Sampayas has an escape route. Does he take it?
The bomb! The bomb is left all the way above connector. Oh no.
All the way at T-ramp. That's a little
so
problematic to say the least. Now, Cloud9 are out in A.
Do they end B, do you think? Like, go through CT? That might tempt them. This is awkward. He saw him. On the hunt. Easy. And they kill everyone. So it doesn't matter. Cloud9 as hell.
Doesn't matter. Obviously, Ence doesn't have the information. They expect him to be planting the bomb in A. So Madden is like, why is Exile outside B when they're all in A side?
Weird round. But Cloud9 breaking that money. One more round will do it. With no loss bonus for Ence. If they lose this, they will be on eco.
I can't get over that peak from Hobbit. Like, no wonder he wins that first con fight. Yeah. That is the last thing you're expecting.
I know you will get that kill.
No, that is a good point. If that was me and you, double con setup, Yanko.
Yeah, of course, man. You don't communicate, but you focus on your crosshair. Yeah.
It's fine, man. You do the calming for both of us. It works. Nafany over in mid, trying to take a bit of space again. Cloud9 just establishing and working this default. They're holding on to Monster with the bomb out there, trying to take away connector. They spot him out at short, so that's a bit of info to go off of. You know that Ence had this real estate, and so Cloud9 are going to dedicate a bit of time just to taking it back and making sure that Ence don't have free reign over towards short.
And they can break Ence's money here, so this would be a massive round for Cloud9 to win. You can see Ence is lacking information, still have 3 players leaning towards A. Let's see if they try to go for an information play or something.
Get it in, Madden, that's a big Molotov. They have to chunk through. Both make it, but he takes that one. He doesn't realize he was full blind and they made it behind him. Nafany will spice up this round. Now Diha trying to regain the space that Madden loses. Trying to take a fight over this spam, and he will catch one. Teammates falling by his side, but Diha still survives in the site.
Yeah, Diha's done really well to just still be alive this late in the round, right? He was one of the kind of OGs that was made contact with, and he's still being a problem, a thorn in the side of Cloud9. Axel could alleviate the pressure now, but that is a beautiful move from Diha. Lovely bit of anchor work there from this guy. Smooth moves up around the boxes. And he's just saved Ence from a harsh economic reset. That would have been Cloud9 leaping into the lead if Diha didn't accomplish that feat.
But that pressure is still on, Harry. It's a great round for Madden and Diha, but C9 got the bomb down. They had a lot of money in the bank. They can just full rebuy, and the pressure continues to mount for Ence. Around Pillar. And again, they're in a similar situation like last round. Okay, you made your choice, but you probably need to try and find some info, and, well, that's expensive information right there for Madden.
Thank you very much. It's actually very cheap. He gets the big green.
And compare this a little bit to Ancient. At 1 minute on Ancient, they would either check mid or push down B. Right here, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think that's where the damage onto Madden has really like stifled any hope of trying to go for those like info plays, right? Like he doesn't want to be left, you know, solo anchoring if they go for like a double monster push, try to take short. Nails that shot though. Madden the AWP maybe. in the toilets. nafany wins the fight and is now trying to take all this A space. A is pretty weak right now. Axar still putting up numbers outside of B. The bomb trying to move in for the A play, and Diha, tagged by the AWP, is finished off with only a few seconds left. That was a huge AWP tag from Shiro. Makes life very easy for the bomb crossing in. Shiro trapped on the truck. They can find him. And his close player dead. Shiro with the trade. Madden on this AWP, holding for a re-swing. Shiro did just jump over the top. That's pretty ballsy. Madden's giving this a go, creeping up. You might expect a save, but here he is. No scope connects. He's on the bomb. 10-second defuse, and it's nice and easy for Axal. Walks on up through the toilets. And we'll check that bomb.
That's his only play there in the 1v1. Really hope that Axal overthinks it towards Divider and doesn't want to swing because it's an AWP, but not going to win them all, are you? Cloud9, I like that fake out as well. They still had 2 towards B, but with nafany so deep in the toilets, the second they throw their B execute, he gets a kill. Cloud9 take a lot of space there. And again, the truck plant, this time it doesn't let them down.
Long position, but it's like passive aggression, right? Like he's way deeper than a CT normally is, but he's not trying to leverage that into some sort of early fight. Instead, he's going to look to make a play in the mid round, right? Now that he's heard a bit of noise elsewhere and enough time has elapsed with no one coming long, he now starts to make a move. Buster, this is free. That one is just collected by Nerds. And now you know that you've lost long. This is probably going to just trigger the immediate reaction from Cloud9 to go and take B. But it's not that simple. Ence have still got bodies down in this side of the map. They find a way to keep the advantage in their favor. They can run down the planter here. It's Axal, Hobbit, and Shiro still left standing. These are the 3 men that were meant to make the difference. But Nerds has already gotten rid of Hobbit. He's out of the round. So Axal and Shiro, the 2 Cloud9 heroes, meant to hold on, but they've lost one man. Shiro in the clutch. Nert's the one to beat. He's the one who's given Ence a helping hand in this round. He's the one who's made it competitive, but can he close it out? Jumps around, and Nert's is flying high after that one.
You're joking! Mid-air! And it was a mind game. Shiro's looking left and right. Nerds couldn't make up his mind, but he jump shots him to close. That's again, Yanko, that's again the round that Cloud9 should be winning. Another one with the star players in the post plant against an ecoing team with no kit. That was a 1 rifle buy, and Ence win it off the back of this young Israeli talent. He keeps doing it, boys. He's trying to drag him to the grand final.
Dude,
Ence on the clock, man. There was not a kit in sight, and Nertz will even start this round as he finished the last easily, taking down Buster on long. C9 start to move up short, the bomb in tow as well, but they've got to clear this guy out of the long corner. He's still here with a AAA setup. Diha waits in the fade. That's ridiculous. What a play.
Wow. nafany's going to be feeling a little sore after falling like that, man. That is a brutal way to go on the smoke fade. Nerds will get overrang over on long. The MP9 still winning fights in the toilets. Pius deals with the long split, and Shiro, sure, he gets that kill, but trades it for a dink.
No.
1 HP and clothesline by Snappy's MP9 up through the connector.
This is a statement, man. It's one thing for Ence to win this series on Vertigo, a map they've already grinded out against Vitality to get to this place, but to defeat Cloud9 2-0 on Overpass as well, what a statement that is.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, still, I'm not
saying it's done. I'm just saying, like, right now, they are in control of this game.
And he's had a really difficult game playing that A anchor role on the T side. You know, he was one time when Op was waiting for him, then he loses a fight. He gets outflanked. Now the flash wasn't really great for him, so he loses another duel.
Dude, this tag
That's
team,
gonna feel good.
Yeah, finally.
That's a step in the right direction. Of course, M4 stolen now. Axal gonna run out there and grab it.
He has armor.
But it's with good reason. And never mind. Buster's gonna get that M4 after all, because Pius puts Axal in a box, in a casket. He's gonna do it again. They just keep feeding him.
Everything, all of this, just so Buster can fight with a rifle.
He's still playing with the Deagle. Pistol. What a hero. There's a reason we love this man. The Deagle does deal with one.
Double AWP.
Diha dead now. Buster Deagle hungry for more. Another shot off the back of the Deagle, but up close, Madden puts a stop to Buster's reign of terror.
You see his skill, right? You see why Cloud9 wanted this guy so much. He's definitely got it in him, but whether he gets to show it is a whole different ball game. And a kickabout on the CT side up to 9 and looking for the double-digit half. We have everything again for Cloud9. -1 rifle. It's NaVi on a Galil. I mean, some players, I can barely see these players.
And, you know, just go back to how this map started.
Yeah. 3-0. I don't like that. The nade dunked him on short water. And there's even spam and a push to boot. Snappy gets a kill and gets away. And Ence have been doing this all series. They were doing it on Ancient CT side, grabbing a pick and never getting traded, always maintaining 5v4s. And that makes especially a map like Overpass even harder. There's not util for Cloud9. 2 flashes and a smoke. And we're so early in the round.
And I don't know if you'll agree here, Yanka, but I feel like this has only started to happen as the game's gone on. It's like Ence maybe built a bit of confidence. I think the opening of their CT side, they were fairly respectful with it, right? But as the game's gone on, there's more liberties getting taken. The B guys are even getting involved now. This was like the more kind of tame side of the two, I guess you could say. Like Nerds has been pressuring the A side of the map a hell of a lot. But now they're even coming through with like Snappy getting stuck in down short. They've taken this early man advantage. Cloud9, these rounds are very hard to come back from. You're a man down. You kind of need someone to apply a bit of pressure to Ence here. And I would say it would be great if it could be shero, but with only 30 seconds left and with where he's positioned, he shouldn't get given a fight here. So he can't really be the man to up the stakes in this round. He's actually flashed off and forced down the connector, so this has to be a B play. They've got to stick the landing. They find that opener. That's a bit of ground taken, but Madden's still down in the pit, still here. They haven't cleared him. He gets one for free. Now needs to try and stay alive, but he's overran. Axar, Buster, and shero. 3 players to try and make this happen, and Axar's putting on a 10.
Really do it.
Ooh. Well, they're going to start off by sneaking down the connector. You have Sampayas moving out through middle. Con-focus pistol round as they look to move on up. We don't have anyone from Cloud9 spotting this, so this isn't info they're ever going to have. They might end up playing this fairly reactively. Alternatively, the B players, where they have 3 right now, might eventually look to pressure short, and we're actually seeing that come through right now for Cloud9. The timing on this push is really nice. They get that realization right as Ence have the bathrooms and look to exec into A. They know this is the full commit, so players are scrambling up now, but we need a sight hold to take shape, and Snappy's taking heads off. Lovely little 180 as they try to plant on the short side. They make contact with Hobbit. They learn about him on the wraparound, and they dispatch Sampayas to deal with him. It's left on to Buster in the 1v4. Sight already lost, and not a hope in hell as he moves in all alone.
He's not had an easy game, has he, anyway? And, well, this pistol round is not enviable. What a shot for Diha to open up. And Ence ready to end it. Nice kill for Buster. I feel like he's been on good individual form. He's hit some bangers in this map, but it's mattered not. And Ence just won't simply give him the kills. They are even pulled back on long. That could have been a problem, but no kit. No issue for Ence. 10 rounds taken off the back of a 9-round defensive half. And this has all the makings of Ence in the grand finals of ESL Pro League.
I want to see the snappy kills. Felt that those were pretty big. This was a nice one tap from Diha. And yeah, just a 180 really.
I don't know what it is,
Snappy
man.
dispatching.
Bro, it's insane. Like I feel like so often if you don't dome them on that first attempt at the 180 kill, you screwed. And so Cloud9, you know, coming in with this aggression again. I like that they're, you know, taking this away very proactively, trying to get involved with the pistols. And Ence aren't really set up to deal with it too well. They've just started moving back in. Looked like they wanted to come and play into the B site, but in doing so, they've met this push halfway. Madden is still aggressive. He is alone in this fight with the bomb on his back. I think, if anything, he might be glad that they put that smoke in his face. It's going to mean that he doesn't commit to these fights anymore out towards Monster. He would have loved a chance at the equalizer, but that's been taken away. And so Ence have got to play this one out a man down. There's damage done to Buster and Hobbit. It's up to Diha and Madden now to finish this one for the Ence squad.
And they'll probably just recommit late, right? Wait this smoke, give enough time for Cloud9 to doubt this and hope they rotate a second player out. Hobbit taking short is nice real estate. This is not the first place you're clearing as you walk out through the tunnel. Madden's going to have to look. And Buster known about the nade. That's a free kill. It's now in a 2v2. Hobbit with a massive frag. He resets as well to play with his teammate. Now Diha is the one on the clock. He's had a phenomenal map though. Smoke going to go down. Got to worry about that upper player, and Diha just goes for the stick. Oh my god, he can get punished right now, and there it is for Axile, getting baited in by Hobbit. Axile will close, and we needed that round for Cloud9 if they were going to remain in this matchup.
That's huge for Cloud9. Huge. Not so much that, you know, they can't come back even if they're...
These out of CTs before you realize, like, okay, those aren't smokes, those are just decoys. I can't believe we don't see that again, considering how cheap they are. Obviously, you usually want 4 real nades, but on like a half buy, where you have a nade slot, I feel like that's underexploited, the potential of decoys.
There was some round that we saw where maybe it was Mirage where they did adjustments in the Glock eco with decoys and they baited out so much utility from the CTs. I think that's a good point. Nowadays, you know, when you're on a Glock eco...
Back-to-back round on their T side, Ence need this gun round. Well, Cloud9 can and should run away with their map pick.
And Cloud9 do open 4B, but it's Axile who's alone towards A with the M4. Shiro is also towards B. He was on Heaven, now coming back probably, since there wasn't an early B hit.
They saw Madden that long.
A lot of damage off the back of that spam. This is such a cooked round for Ence. With so much damage already done in the opening segments, you know, it's like, who do you have to try and open this up? I guess, you know, Madden's still looking pretty healthy. He's normally the space creator. And he will get a kill that tips the scales. Shiro trying to move in, trying to take this position, this real estate back. Will start to get out of there, realizes if he falls, that is a taken, that is a lost, and a save guaranteed for Cloud9. So he needs to have a bit of staying power here. If he can get one, fall back into the bank, maybe look to set up for a retake, that could be something for Cloud9. Shiro knows he needs something from the dice box. Shots rallying out, and he does manage one. They don't complete the punish, but as he goes back out for more, Madden will get the better of him. Plant in at the truck. Cloud9, so much is hinging on if, you know, a kill is found quickly. Everyone else is already saving. And so NaVi can't hang around for long. Buster down on B is retreating. He is not going for this round. And so NaVi should follow suit, but he's still creeping out. I would just like to see him leave here. Trying to keep someone boxed in. I mean, this truck play is dead. You'd like to think. Sumpire should be screwed as he tries to leave. NaVi will get the better of him. And so one extra gun taken out right at the end. Buster even punishing a little bit more. Cloud9 trying to maximize the damage, and they nearly find everyone. It's a nice way to keep the pressure applied to Ence, even though they win that round.
Yeah, Orb is saved though, so that's the big ticket item for Ence. Diha will make sure of that, and they wouldn't be able to afford it without him.
But still a very good call from Cloud9 to, you know, not go full save passive, but stick around, try to get a couple more kills, because you can see how
they do want to group back the B-bomb site. Cloud9 3 strong. Crossfire into the site. Orb still deep. Too far away to even play into this round. Some players might want to give Snappy some util if he wants to set them up. We have a Mac 10 on Diha that can go in first. Cloud9 trying to keep Ence honest with util and spam, but they're ready to go.
Yeah, no, it's leading the charge. First man in, and like a cannonball, he finds that first kill. Snappy out alongside him. The IGL gets that trade. And so the captain And the Prodigy do it together on that B push.
I love that X-Hack because it's so different to usual. What Ence do is they molly CT, which keeps Cloud9 passive, and then the short player runs out and hard clears Monster because he has the rune provided by the Molotov, and they actually flash through the Monster tunnel, which is like guaranteed to blind the Monster player. Wherever they're playing wood or close or far at jail, they're going to get blinded or be turning. So that entry pathing out short, hard right is so just atypical. The Ence completely catch Cloud9 off guard. Like, those B pops are not easy rounds to win with a triple B defense. But Ence just, they switch it up. They throw a bit of salt in it.
It's a counter to the close Monster setup, right? You can see also the flashes are falling behind the short player. So if someone is holding that passive angle from somewhere, they would probably get blind. Which is what I think what happened to NaVi. So yeah, you can see for Nerds just fully blinded kill. Easy entries for Ence.